What is good, everyone? Welcome to this video. I'm Charlie from Conscious Creation, and in this video I would like to share with you 5 very powerful ways on how you can go ahead and decalcify and open your pineal gland. I'm also going to share with you why you want to open your pineal gland, but I'm also going to share with you why you may not want to do it. What is your pineal gland? Your pineal gland is a gland in the center of your head, and it's next to something called your Ajna chakra, which is your 6th energy center. We have 7 main energy centers running up through the body. The ancient Egyptians referred to your pineal gland as the eye of Horus, the all-seeing eye. Why? Because if you cut a brain in half and you look around the outline of the pineal gland, it looks like the eye of Horus. Many religions worship that of a pine cone because your pineal gland is shaped like a pine cone. It's also connected to that of your clarity, your intuition, your concentration, and your imagination. There's a chap called Liberman who wrote a book called Light, the Medicine of the Future, and he's one of the leading experts in light and eyes, and he explains how our pineal gland is a literal eye. That is why it is called the third eye, because it's hollow in nature, it's got color receptors, and it's also got a lens like our 2 normal eyes. And our pineal gland, our third eye, is actually looking through the top of our head. Now we've got something called a pranic tube or a prana tube, and this can be measured in science. And this prana tube is a beam of light that comes through the center of our body. And we've also got these other beams of light. They come through this point here, and this point here. This can be all measured through mathematics and geometry. But if you walk into a church or you see a picture of saints, they've all got this halo, right? They've got this glowy thing round their head. This is because their beams of light are activated, and you can actually learn how to activate your beams of light. And your pineal gland is in the exact crossover, the center point of where all of these beams of light meet in your head. Now, Liberman explains that thousands and thousands of years ago, that our pineal gland used to be much larger than it is today, how it used to be the size of a human eye, but that it's actually gotten a lot smaller over time, and the average size is about the size of a raisin now. And if we go through the process of opening it up, decalcifying, it starts to regrow. We water it like a plant, and this is when we start to get all of the effects of an activated and decalcified pineal gland. There are some other benefits to a activated pineal gland, which I'll share with you as well. And one of which is your brain starts to release more melatonin. When your brain starts to release more melatonin, it improves your cardiac rhythm, which is that of your sleeping and waking state. So if you're having trouble sleeping, one of the best things to do is activate your pineal gland. It also helps with that of recovery and healing. It also helps you manage your stress levels better, particularly if you're in a changing environment. So things outside of you are causing you stress. You're able to respond to those situations in a more calm and composed way. Your pineal gland also produces something called tonal frequencies, and these frequencies run through your nervous system and through your spinal column. The interesting thing about your pineal gland is that it can tune itself to different frequencies. So as it grows, it can tune itself to these new frequencies. It's a bit like a TV, the antenna part of the TV, or a radio station. And as you start to receive these new frequencies through that of your pineal gland, it goes through your nervous system and through your spinal column. And this starts to create these new internal experiences for yourself. And you might even have an internal mystical experience, which in turn changes the connections in your brain and starts to change your perception. Now, many things in your reality are the way that it is because of your perception. And as your perception starts to change, you can find it easier and easier to start creating the reality you would prefer to experience. It's also the doorway to psychic abilities.
Open your eyes.
Clairvoyance, astral projection, lucid dreaming. But one of the reasons why you may not want to activate your pineal gland is because it's a very fast frequency and it starts to dissolve elements of your ego. So your ego is your sense of identity. I'm not saying the ego is bad, it's fantastic in many ways, but it's your sense of identity. And because this starts to dismantle itself, it can feel uncomfortable. Your identity is going to shift in a big way and you want to ask yourself, do I really want to do this? So I'm going to share with you 5 very powerful ways on how to decalcify and open your pineal gland. Right, so the first way is to, and probably the most powerful way, is to activate and open your heart center. This is because your pineal gland responds to electromagnetic frequency and your heart produces and radiates the most powerful electromagnetic frequency in your body. It's 100 times more powerful electrically than the brain and 5,000 times more powerful magnetically. So if you start to activate your heart center, and this might be a process, this might have to be a journey for you, particularly if you hold a lot of trauma, but as it starts to activate, because of the energy it emits, it hits your pineal gland and helps reawaken it. Not only that, it also helps the energy come up the spine and into your pineal gland. And as this energy hits your pineal gland, it activates these little crystals in your pineal gland, which again helps decalcify. The second thing that we can do is we can look at the foods and the things that we are drinking. And this is really important. The most beneficial diet that we can have is that of an alkaline diet or a raw food diet. For most people, however, this isn't practical. So you could do things like a juice fast or a natural fast, or the next best thing would be cutting out any man-made sugar, artificial sweetness, things with a lot of toxicity in them, because it builds up metals within the body and contributes to a calcified pineal gland. One of the things that I do every evening before I go to bed is I have a bit of Chlorella and Spirulina. Now, spirulina is the oldest algae on the planet and it's grown in the rivers in China. And if you put it in a glass, it sticks to the glass. It's a nightmare to wash. But as you drink it and it goes into your body, it clings to these metals, it clings to these toxins and helps pull them out of your body. The third thing that we can do is we can cut out fluoride. Fluoride is one of the main reasons why our pineal gland gets calcified in the first place. Where does fluoride come from? It comes from our water supply and that of toothpaste. So what you need to do is you need to have a filtration system or a purifying system for your water. If you can't do this for whatever reason or you can't afford it, the next best thing that you can do is you can have a bit of lemon or lime in your water. Lemon and lime, I know it's very acidic, but when it goes into the water and goes into your body, it turns very alkaline, which helps counteract the effect of fluoride in your body. And when it comes to toothpaste, is you want to buy non-fluoride toothpaste. I use a brand called Kingfisher. The fourth thing that you can do is you can sun gaze, because when you sun gaze, this again helps with your cardiac rhythm. So you want to do it first thing in the morning as the sun rises up, or in the evening as the sun sets. You don't really want to do it midday unless you can work your way up to it, but it can feel uncomfortable on your eyes. The fifth thing that you can do is you can chant and focus on your pineal gland. So when you chant and focus on your pineal gland, it can help vibrate it. So a good chant would be Om, O-M. You close your eyes, you take a deep breath in, you focus on your pineal gland and you chant. So it'd be just like that, focusing on your pineal gland. There are also ways in which to connect your heart to your pineal gland, because your heart is the strongest connected organ to your brain. And I'm going to put a free meditation below that can help you with this process if you want to give it a go. Apart from that, peace, much love, and take care.